You just lounging on our bed? Yeah? No. So anyway, guys, I didn't expect to feel that great this morning when I woke up, because yesterday morning I couldn't move. I couldn't walk when I got up. I had to roll over onto my stomach and then put my feet down off of the bed and just kind of roll out of bed. This morning, I feel great. Like, my back barely hurts. When I sit down, my leg still kind of hurts and have pain, but I didn't take my pain meds this morning, so it's a good day. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go lift. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't gonna go lift. I'm gonna take some time off. I need to recuperate. But that girl did come and look at the Genesis yesterday, and she's very interested in it. And she probably won't be able to buy it until next weekend. But she test drove it. She can drive a stick well. I always get nervous when a girl comes to drive a stick shift. But yeah, she can drive. Didn't scare me. But we had a wobble in the steering wheel when we get up to about 60, so I know one of the wheels is out of balance, and I swear I told the guy to balance both of the wheels whenever he mounted that one tire for me. And this guy's still doing me favors. He says he has a wheel balancer out here at this enhanced inspection station, so I'm going to run out there this morning and see if we can't get those wheels rebalanced, because it has to be one out of balance. I ran my hand over the tires. I can't feel any lumps on them. They feel smooth. So we get that taken care of. The Ford is up. The ad's up. It's for sale. I have it on there for $7,000, and you know, already have people telling me that's a good deal on it, but you know, nobody's bid on it yet. I just put the ad up, so you know, you can't expect to sell it like instantly, and it still needs to get an alignment done. And I already contacted my guy. He told me to drop it off. I'm going to drop it off Sunday night, and then someday during the week he'll have it done and it'll be ready. What else? Oh, the Volkswagen. I ordered all the parts for the Volkswagen last night. Just under $700 worth, and that's bumper. The front grille was expensive. It was like 180 bucks, but it has like a painted section of it. And the one I got doesn't have a Volkswagen emblem. It actually has an air intake. It has like a chrome ring, and it's supposed to be an air intake, whatever. But it looked decent. And what, a fender, inner fender. There's two inner fenders on that side. So I ordered them. Are you comfortable? Yes, you are. Anyway, the fog lights and the inserts that go in the bottom, I ordered LED fog lights, and the trim, and then there's some marker lights, and there's a good bit of stuff on that thing. Like I said, it ended up being just under $700 in parts, and then plus we need paint. But that won't be that bad. I'm just going to run the bumper and the fender out to Jerry's, let him paint it, bring it back, mount the stuff myself. So, we'll see what I get into today. I probably shouldn't have fixed the Ford yesterday, because now I got nothing to do right now, because I just ordered the Volkswagen part. And I tell you what, some of them parts are probably not going to be here for weeks, because some of the stuff I ordered, I believe, is coming from China, like the fog lights and some of the grills and stuff. So, I do know, like, what, the bumper. Oh, some of the parts I got from carparts.com, and they'll be here, you know, pretty soon. I know the front bumper was one of them. The fender, I think, was one of them, and I can't remember what else. But, yeah, let's see what we get into today. I'll take the camera along with me, and we'll get some footage. Alright, so the other day off camera, I already started looking at the Volkswagen. It had a check engine light, which is standard with all Volkswagens. But what I found, I had two codes. One was a pending one for the ambient air temperature sensor, which I ordered with all the parts I ordered for it. The second code was a cylinder 3 misfire, and the engine doesn't feel like it has a misfire. It feels smooth as butter. But what I'm going to do, just to double check that, is here later on today, I am going to pull a couple spark plugs I don't know which one's 3, so I'm going to pull the 2 center ones and see what they look like, and we might throw some spark plugs in it, unless the spark plugs look good. I mean, it has 120,000 miles on it, so that's normally a good time to change your spark plugs, normally about 100,000 miles. If they weren't done already, I assume it needs them, and it'll help the car run a little bit better too. So before I go and buy spark plugs for it, I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple and see what they look like. Because if you pull them out and somebody had already done them, it's really not worth replacing. And you can also, if they're not, I forget, platinum plugs don't have to be gapped. So we'll have to see what kind of plugs they are, but you normally want to check the gap on them too and make sure they don't have like too big of a gap or too small of a gap, because that can cause a misfire. But yeah, we'll get into that here in a little bit. So I screwed off half a day. Whenever the motorcycle shop and bullshitted, I actually worked on the 4-wheeler a little bit over there. Didn't have a camera at the time, but I had a 4-wheeler that valves weren't sealing, so I took it was the intake valves. Took the intake valves out, cleaned them up. We didn't grind the seats yet, but we're gonna do that. And before I started on the Volkswagen, my wife is working. Shit, I didn't grab my keys. Wife's working at the gym this morning, and that's one direction. And then she's going to work at the ambulance station where she's from, which is the other direction. So she's coming past Mount Union, and she forgot her radio. So now I gotta go meet her to give her this radio, and she could have came home and got it herself, but she wants me to meet her at Dairy Queen. So I gotta go to Dairy Queen now. That's another thing I keep forgetting to do. The Veloster's due for an oil change, which it's actually like 1,000 miles overdue, and I have the oil and everything sitting in the back. I just need to do it, so that's probably what we're gonna do tomorrow. I know you guys love watching me do routine maintenance, but I mean, I can only record what I'm doing, and like I don't really have anything going on since I fixed the Ford, unfortunately. So I'm gonna tinker with the Volkswagen just a little bit here. Alright, so I'm gonna grab some tools, and we're gonna rip this cover off. Ooh, they spilled oil. I don't know if the caps, yeah, it's pretty greasy up around here. I'd say they spilled it. There's oil the whole way across here, but it looks like it ran down off of the cap area here, so hold on a minute. There's dirt there. I didn't want it going down in the engine. Yeah, so just a little cruddy. Like I said, I don't know which plug is, or which cylinder is cylinder 3 on these. Also, while I'm at it, I need to find the ambient air temperature sensor, because I have no clue where it's at. I know what it looks like. I'm assuming it's up front here, but I gotta tear some stuff off to get into there. These are gonna be simple enough as probably just unplugging this whole harness. This is all one piece, so you gotta go one at a time. And pop them off. Okay, that's a little bit of a pain. Let's see if I can tuck this back a little bit. Get it behind something. There we go. That tucks it back. Now we can get access to these. So, are they bolted in? Nope. Oh, but they're in there. So we're gonna have to get a screwdriver in here and pry up on them a little bit, because they are in there tight. So let me go grab some tools. I need to do some engine degreaser on this too. If I end up doing spark plugs, I'm gonna grab some engine degreaser and we're gonna spray this all down, get it looking all nice and pretty. Also want to get into the air box, see what the air filter looks like. Coolant level's fine. Yeah, so let's go grab some tools. I do not know what this thing wants, but he will not leave me alone. What? He just wants pet. Is that it?
Is that all you wanted? Yep, that's what he wanted. Yeah. Alright, so the two plugs I pulled out already don't look horrible, but they also look like plugs that have 120,000 miles on them. So we're going to go ahead and change the spark plugs out, and they are platinum plugs. They're NGK whatever. I'm probably not going to put those back in. I normally go with AC Delco, or I go with Bosch, and I'm probably going to get Bosch plugs for this. I like their platinum plugs. They seem to work really good. So we'll probably run to Huntington. We'll get some engine degreaser. I'm going to pull these other two plugs out, and I'm going to make sure I take one with me, so if I get Bosch plugs, I can make sure that they look similar. Like, you want to check the length of the threads and the diode and everything, and make sure it's all the same. And yeah, maybe we'll go ahead and pick oil up for this thing. We might just go ahead and do the oil change on it. We'll just get some stuff done that we can do without parts right now. So I'm gonna degrease the engine also. Yeah, so let's just take care of some things here, and I'll pull the rest of these plugs, and we'll get on our way to go get some parts. So I don't know if you guys noticed that. Obviously one coil was replaced, and this thing was stuck. I could hardly get this thing off there. But you see how the other ones have a rubberized coating, and this one has a steel coating around it, and then it's rubber underneath. It's not that, I thought that the rubber boot fell off of it, but if you look at these ones, these all have Volkswagen, they have like serial numbers on them, and they're all Volkswagen. This one has no markings on it. So this, and it looks fairly new. So they did replace one coil, which was in the far cylinder over here. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but we are going to change plugs out. I'm going to get the air box open right now. All the plugs look similar. It doesn't look like one of them was you know, running rich or too lean or anything. They all have like normal wear to them, but like I said, they look like plugs that probably do have about 120,000 miles on them, so we're going to go ahead and replace those. I'm going to get in the air box right now, see what it looks like in there. Now this is what I like to see. You check that out. Look how clean this filter is. Like, looks fairly new. It's very clean. I like to see that in an engine. Like, somebody may have just replaced it, or they just took good care of their vehicle. So we're gonna go ahead and slap this back in and not worry about it. Yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, my buddy that has a powder coating business, he's actually interested in this car. He likes to have a beater, and he wants this as his beater. He has a big Dodge Cummins truck, and he's driving it everywhere right now. He was the one who bought that Civic off of me that wrecked, and he gave the Civic to his son. We had it fixed, everything fixed on it. His son's driving it now, and he loved that Civic, but he likes this Volkswagen too, and he said when he gets it, he's going to powder coat these wheels black, and he has like a gloss black. I think this thing will look pretty good all blacked out. I mean, you still have the chrome trims and stuff, but Yeah, the air filter was good. I am right now in the process of searching for the ambient air temperature sensor. I have no clue where it's at. I've been looking and not successful yet. I assumed it was up front, and I tore everything off, and there's nothing in the front. I don't even think there's any wires or anything in here, which is a possibility. It could have been ripped off. But nope, I was looking, I thought I saw wires on the inside there. Nope, there's no wires, nothing. Is anything in here? No. Anything over here? They clip these things in good. Oh, there you go. Not in here. Not there. Not over here. I don't know where it's at. So I'm going to look on the internet real quick, see what I can find. And I guess I'll just throw that thing back on there. But, alright, so doing some research online, I found out that there is a wiring harness missing off of this, and I'm assuming it goes to the fog lights, the marker lights, and the ambient air temperature sensor. And I'm gonna guess that this is the plug for it right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pins in here. Like I said, there should be a wiring harness that plugs right in here. I'm guessing it's going to run across the vehicle and over to this side for your fog lights. And the ambient air temperature sensor, I believe, mounts right in here somewhere. I don't know exactly, but we'll figure it out. So I got to get online, do some research. That's about the only thing that I don't have ordered for this. I said originally I had $700 in this. I realized this morning I didn't order the headlight, so I ordered one of those. It was 125 bucks, so I'm a little over $800 in parts, and then I get the wiring harness, which I'm still in a good place. So it's just like, I'm not really worried about it. I'll probably have a couple $100 in paint. It's gonna be a really nice car. So let me do some research, find out where I can get that harness online, and we'll get it ordered as well, and then we're gonna run to Huntington. Alright, so I just searched the internet, and I could not find that wiring harness anywhere. So I went for like Volkswagen Direct, and found one at a dealership. I had to order OEM Volkswagen wiring harness. It was $150 some dollars. It was $150, and then $25 shipping. So it was after everything's said and done, it was $178 something, and some odd change. It's expensive, but I need it. So we got that. I was researching plugs. I was going to order them from Advance, but they don't have Bosch plugs. The only ones they have is Denso and Autolite listed. So I'm going to go check out Walmart, because they have plugs on the wall there, and I've gotten Bosch plugs there before, and they're fairly cheap. But I'm going to go there and look and see if they have the Bosch plugs that are equivalent to this. And if they don't have it, then I'm going to get on my phone, order from Advance, which is pretty close to there, and I'll use a discount code and get them cheaper. But I'll probably go with Denso's if I have to go that route, because they didn't have NGKs, they didn't have them in stock there either. But I'm hoping that Walmart has them, because I'm going to get my oil for this there, and we'll get things done on this. Now before I run to Huntington, it is looking and feeling like it's going to rain. It's getting dark. I'm going to hurry up and set my easy up real quick. So I have rags stuffed in the spark plug holes, but I don't want anything in here to get wet. So let me set this up real quick, and then we'll get on our way. well, now that I got it set up, it is starting to sprinkle now, so thank God I got that up. And I needed to have it set out anyway. You can't tell, it's wet on top, and I had it inside. It's not good to leave it wet. Kind of messes the waterproofing up on these things. So it needs to sit out and dry before I put it away, but yeah, it sounds like a storm's coming. It's thundering a little bit. I'm gonna take this NGK plug with me. I might just get I do like NGKs. I might just get these again if they have them. But yeah, let's go see what we can scoop up for this thing. Got that easy just up in time, boys. Check it out. It's raining. That way I have a dry area to work in whenever I get back too. So I've said it 50 times, we're headed to Huntington. Oh yeah, I better put my seatbelt on before you guys hackle me about it. God. Okay, so we're off. Well, guess what, guys? Just posted the Ford for sale this morning. Got a guy that's very interested, and he's fairly close. And I told him I'm running to Huntington real quick, which is where he's from. And then he's gonna get a hold of me in about an hour, and he's gonna come look at the truck. But he said he's very interested. So, hopefully, we'll get that truck out of here. And the Genesis is supposed to, the girl's looking into getting the money and stuff. It'll be next weekend till she can do transfer if she's going to, but she's really interested too. So once those two are gone, I'm contacting the excavator. We're gonna get the driveway dug out some more. I'll get some concrete put down. I need to get a retaining wall up, and then we're building a garage. So it's happening, guys. It's happening. I don't know if there's a car accident or what. Traffic just stopped, and that doesn't happen around here. It's only raining. And we were slowed down to 15 miles per hour, and now we're speeding back up. I don't get it. Now I pull into Walmart, and it was barely raining. I shut the car off, and then it starts downpour. It's pouring. I might sit here and wait a second and see if it calms down a little bit. If not, I guess I'm just gonna get wet. Alright, so it calmed down a little bit. I think I'm gonna make a break for it. First I wanna make sure this person doesn't hit my car. Came down the wrong lane, buddy! You came down the wrong lane! Well, it looks like I'm gonna be going to Advanced and getting spark plugs, because the only spark plugs they have here are Champion. And I'm not putting Champion in it. Champion plugs are junk. Well, this thing's junk. It's not working at all. I put in for Volkswagen. And it resets every time. That's crap. Those are for my mama. So they have next to nothing that I need here. They didn't have the oil filter. I got oil. Spark plug's negative, so we're gonna go to Advanced Audit. They didn't have engine degreaser either. Alright, got my mom some flowers for Mother's Day, and I did get the oil. I got the Mobil 1 European brand, or whatever, engineered European. It's 040. I saw online a lot of people recommended that for this engine, so that's what we're gonna use. And I'm gonna order the filter and the spark plugs right now before I drive over to Advanced Auto. They probably won't have them pulled yet when I get there, but I'm going to use coupon codes so I can save some money. You save a lot more when you order online, so make sure you do that before you go in. I'm a scat man. I'm a scat man. Alright, so I ended up going with the Denso Iridium plugs. I got 4 of those and a man filter. The oil filters were expensive for that thing, but I got a man filter and those plugs, and I saved $12 on my order with a coupon code. I got 25% off. I ended up having like $36 in plugs and oil filter, which isn't too hateful. So I got the oil now. I don't think I'm going to change the oil today. I'm going to wait and take it down to my dad's garage and do it in there. I'm going to change the oil on my Velociter tomorrow, so we'll go ahead and pull the Volkswagen in and do it too. I don't really want to try to do it in the yard because it's a swamp now, because it has been downpouring on and off, and I'm not laying in the mud and doing that. It's just not going to happen. I made it back home in one piece. Got everything I need. That guy is going to be here in a half an hour to come look at the Ford. We'll get rid of that thing quick. That's like really quick. The quickest vehicle I sold, to be honest with you, it was I can't even remember what year it was. It was a GMC Safari van, and it was a 4.3 rear-wheel drive. It had 90,000 miles on it. The thing was mint. It had drop-down DVD players. The carpet was covered in kitchen linoleum flooring. They had it cut out from front to back to cover the carpet, and I pulled that up, and it was like brand new underneath. I sold that to an older gentleman the same day that I posted it for sale. It was a quick sale. I made a lot of money on that van. I would buy another one in a heartbeat, but I haven't run across any that were as nice as that one, and that was before I was making YouTube videos, so you guys missed out on that one. But so I have enough time. I'm going to go ahead and throw these plugs in. We'll put the coils back in, then we'll spray down the engine and maybe start her up for a little start. So although I had everything covered up, you can see water still got in because it was downpouring, which my coils are wet. I'm gonna have to spray them off, get them all dry and everything before I put them back in. Thank God I threw those rags in there. That soaked up some water, but it doesn't look like it got drenched, but it got wet. So we're gonna throw these Iridium plugs in, and I'll clean up the coils and get everything back together here. Now, I need to get everything dried off, and I don't have an air compressor, so leaf blower it is. Let me get that bitch out. Now, I was going to go with the heavy duty degreaser, but I ended up just going with the original. This is not really caked on that bad. Everything looks to be sealed up, so what you do is you spray this on, I believe. Yeah, you spray this on, and then you spray water on it to clean it off, but you thoroughly spray the engine down with this. So I'm going to do that real quick. Now it doesn't look so cruddy. It's still a little wet. You see it cleaned all the oil residue off. I mean, it's still wet from water, but that's why I wanted to put the plugs in and everything before we went ahead and started it up. Yeah, let's go ahead and give it a little start. I'll let you guys hear it. So yeah, you hear the fans more than anything. They're like, I don't know if I got a problem with the fan module, but it seems like they run continuously from when you start it up. I'm not sure if the ambient air temperature sensor has anything to do with that, because it's not plugged in or it's not there. But that might have to do with when the fans kick on or whatnot. But yeah, I'm gonna let it run and warm up, get up the temperature, and burn all that water off there that's on there. But the engine's running smooth, so I don't see where there's any problem there. Changing the oil looks fairly simple. Your filter's right here, and then plugs underneath, and we'll get that done tomorrow. I still really like this interior. The stereo sounds awesome in this thing. The stick shift's pretty nice. It's a little longer than I would desire, but you know, that's where you put a short throw on it. What's this? Did I already look at this stuff? Theory, insurance, and there's my sales slip. Okay, yeah, but I mean, the interior, the seats are so comfortable. They're like, they just fit you perfect. You sink down in them. It's very nice. And then you got these trays pop out, and boom. It's nice. This armrest is nice. Everything. It's got an auxiliary power. You probably can't see it. Yeah, the engine's running real smooth. So, yeah, it's healthy. It's a healthy car. Like I said, we'll change the oil tomorrow. And it's just going to be a waiting game for all the parts. And I just realized a little bit ago that it needs the skid plate underneath, the plastic skid plate, because it busted in half. And actually I ripped it off. I think part of it's in the bed of my truck. I need to look at that real quick. I was going to order one, but I need to see how much they are and if they're kind of expensive. I got that plastic welder, and it's just a plastic skid plate, so I might as well try to fix it, right? You know, so, and it's not anything that's going to harm the vehicle, so I think I might try that. But I got to get what's left on. There's a little bit left on the passenger side. I think the whole driver's side ripped off, so yeah, maybe we'll work on that next. So guess what, guys? The truck is sold. I listed it up this morning. This guy just came. He wanted me to drive. I drove it. Took him for a little ride in it. He said this thing is way nicer than any of them I've looked at, and he said it's way cheaper than any of them I looked at. He said, mark it down as sold, I'm gonna take it. So I told him I'll get a hold of him after the alignment's done, and then he can go out to the enhanced, he's gonna pay me, I'm gonna run it out to the enhanced inspection station, and he can go out whenever he has time to transfer it over into his name. So I don't know if this sold faster than that van. I think it did. This was a quick sale, like very quick. So yeah, that's awesome. We're gonna tear this part of the bank out, get rid of the shed, and the garage is gonna go right from the edge of the house to the edge of my property, which is like past the shed. It's like right here. It goes the whole way up on the ridge, but I'm gonna dig this out. The garage is gonna go the whole way back to the edge and across like real close to my porch here, and then over to the driveway. So that way I have a little bit of a workspace that I can even block off and maybe do paint if I want to try to dabble in some paint work. And we'll also have room to park the cars and have a lift, hopefully. I'm not sure. I gotta do some measurements. I'm definitely gonna have a lift. I don't know if I'll have room for a paint booth, but there'll be a lift in there. Now this thing had time to dry, you can see how clean it is. I ran that on there, and I'll let the thing warm up and get up to temperature so you can tell there's no leaks. Everything's dry as can be. So the cover's pretty nasty, dirty. I'm just gonna wipe down the engine bay here and make it look a little nicer. So it's another thing off the list. So let's go ahead and wipe her down. I'm still like a little mind blown that that truck sold already. Like in the end, it kind of made all that work worth it, I guess. You know what I mean? It's like it paid off. So I'm still not buying another Ford. I do like Dodges and I do like Chevys, GMCs, like Toyotas and Nissans, and you know, I don't think you're gonna see a truck for a while because they're just expensive and they're hard to pick up. Like I got that thing cheap, I fixed it, it was well worth it. Like it was one of my bigger profits, so I'm happy with it. And in the end, it was worth it. That's all I can say. I'm very happy with the outcome. The guy didn't even talk me down. He was like, I've looked all over at these trucks, and he said there's a problem with every one of them I looked at. He says this thing's nice, and you're like $2,000 cheaper than anywhere else I've went. So he said, I'm gonna take it, so just let me know when it's ready. And he said I'll bring you cash and we can do the transfer. So it just started downpouring. This is all the Ford guys crying because the truck's gone and you're not gonna see any more of them. Ha! What are you digging in there? What is that? Huh? What do you got there?
What do you think?
Guilty! Guilty! You want to tell everybody your coupon code?
PB Fit.
PB Fit. You can get Epic Spreads peanut butter. Go to their website. It's what? EpicSpreads.com.
Yep.
Yep. PB Fit. And what is that? 10% off?
Yep, 10%.
10%.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
Mm-hmm. Look, and he loves Epic Spreads. Look at him. He's like, what?
So mine.
What's going on over here? Huh? What's going on?
Stewie.
He's not talking right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, got a little bit of work done. Not a lot, but whatever. My back actually feels really good right now. So I don't know what's going on. And I didn't take pain meds to start off the day, but then after sitting down, my leg started to hurt, so I took pain meds, but now my leg doesn't hurt. And I drove to Huntington and back and it didn't hurt. So I don't know what's going on with my back. I just know I couldn't walk the other day. But whatever, it's going to be the end of this video. Go back, check out some other videos, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out!
Yeah. You feel it, baby?